Derek. He's capable of doing anything. Prograis-Taylor, nice and fiery. Those two are ready to fight now. It's a real high-level matchup. You got Burns, Selby, Akolu, Ngabu, Conor Benn. It's just a brilliant card on Saturday.
So do you think this fight with Price and Chisora, do you think Price is more dangerous than someone like Joseph Parker, who's a bit more...
Well, he certainly hits harder. I think Parker's a world-class fighter, but David Price is very dangerous. He fancies it, he's confident. It's a very dangerous fight for Derek Chisora, and it's a very dangerous fight for David Price.
So with Chisora, do you think if a win with Chisora, where could he go? Possibly a world title shot?
I believe that the winner of this fight can go on and fight for a world title in 2020. It's a huge profile fight. Everyone in Britain's going to be watching this fight, and it could go either way.
Do you think Alexander Usyk would be a good fight for Chisora? Or?
Yeah. I mean, he fancies that fight. Usyk's told me he wants to go straight for the world heavyweight title, so that's what we'll be doing. But if he has a fight in between, the winner of Chisora-Price could be the right opponent.
And opinions on Prograis-Taylor? Do you think Taylor's got the ability to...
Yeah, I think he's a slight underdog. I think it's a brilliant fight. Two undefeated world champions facing off. I think that's what we need in the sport. Both guys can hurt each other. Both guys can fight on the inside and the outside. I think it's going to be a brilliant fight.
And do you think Taylor, probably with the experience of better opposition, might...
Perhaps, but Prograis has had more fights. So I think the fight's going to go deep and late, and I think it's going to be a great one.
So since you've signed up with the DAZN, you've got a lot of criticism about your cards in England. Do you think this card has helped you stop that criticism?
I think just in late, you got we had a fight of the year last week with Ritson against Davis in front of 9,000. Obviously, we had Lomachenko Campbell recently as well on a big card there. This is the best card I think I've ever put on Saturday. We got Crawler and Katie Taylor next week. We've got Callum Smith in a big domestic world title fight in November. So Sky's, we've upped our game definitely, and Sky are over the moon with our output schedule.
Yeah, Adam Smith looked happy as well. So in a couple of weeks' time, there's Canelo versus Kovalev. What do you see? Do you see Canelo beating Kovalev?
I do. I think it's a tough fight. I think Kovalev's going to be up for it, but I think Canelo will be too good for him, and I expect him to win that fight.
So you think size won't play?
It will be an issue. It will be an issue, but I just think Canelo's very, very good, and I think he's too fresh, and I think he'll overcome him.
And there's a lot of speculation that Ruiz looks a bit more lighter now.
I just think it's in photos. Sometimes he looks lighter, sometimes he looks heavier. So I don't think it's going to matter whether Ruiz is a stone heavier, stone lighter. He's going to do the same thing. I think this fight's about Anthony Joshua, doing the business.
And as the fight's getting closer, you getting a bit worried, anxious, or?
Yeah, always. Obviously it was very dramatic what happened last time. I know it's a very, very tough fight, but I'm confident that Anthony's going to do it.
And moving on with Golovkin, he won against Derevchenko. Do you see him fighting Canelo, or do you think he might fight someone like Andrade, Saunders?
I think he might deal with his mandatory early next year, and then I expect him to fight Canelo in May. DAZN will be pressuring that, and I think it's the right fight to happen for boxing and for those two. We'll see what happens and see if Canelo gets through Kovalev first.
And I think there was sources telling that Deontay Wilder could fight Dillian Whyte, but he could wait till 2021.
Yeah, it's all ridiculous. I mean, maybe they were just making franchise champion, which tends to be what's happening at the moment. So it's all a bit crazy. If you work your way up the rankings, you want a shot at a champion. You don't really want to be given the title. So we'll have to see what happens.
And any news on Dillian Whyte? I know you don't. You've been asked this question.
No, I mean, I think when UKAD will issue a statement, you'll know the same time as me. So still waiting, and he's cleared to fight. We'll see what he's going to do, but we'll go from there.
And another signing you done, a couple of months ago, Devin Haney. So another signing you did with Devin Haney. You always had a lot of superstars, but I think you lacked a pound-for-pound star. Do you think Devin Haney...
Yeah, I think it's early days, but I believe he has the ability to do it. I think he's a star in the making, great fighter. I believe he's going to be a multi-weight world champion.
And also with Tyson Fury going to Saudi Arabia, what do you think about that? Big move?
A bit of fun for him, a few quid. I think his wrestling's terrible. It's all very cringe, but he's enjoying himself. Good luck to him.
And moving on to another British star, Kell Brook. Any news on him?
No, it might be out in December, just working on it at the moment.
And with Amir Khan likely to fight him or not? We've
been waiting for 5 years, so what's another 6 months? We'll see.
All right, and of course last week, unfortunately, Patrick Day passed away, and any words on him really?
Yeah, it was tragic. We know how dangerous the sport of boxing is. We've got to consistently try and improve things. Our thoughts are with Patrick Day's family, and it was a tragic loss.
And tomorrow is, of course, going to be the weigh-ins. Do you think that is an issue with safety, the
I
weigh-ins?
I think that that's something that the fighters have got to look at with their training teams, and fighters will generally do anything to make weight, and sometimes that's what makes it very dangerous for them in the ring. So we've got to try and make sure if there is a way to make even that process safer, we try and look at that as well.
Cheers, Eddie. Thank you.